What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I want to talk about Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce made some comments that might have ruffled some feathers. He talked about how marriage is for poor people, and I think he said older people, and it doesn't benefit men, especially men with money and resources. This is one of the things that I have said a lot over the years. Marriage does not benefit men. I don't care what these heifers say. I don't care what these beta males say. They've been married for 10, 20 years. They're so this and that. Okay, good. But there are issues, and y'all never address those issues. The compromising, the fact that both of y'all probably your net worth doesn't go higher than the other, right? The money is needed by both in order to maintain everything. I think Paul Pierce speaks from a place of a man who was in the NBA, who made a lot of money, right? And he was with the woman for years. I believe he married her. They got divorced, I believe, in 2022. I made a video about that. I made a video about why Paul Pierce is happy after divorcing his wife and leaving ESPN. I mean, he hasn't really looked back. I mean, he's spoken on his experience at ESPN, but I think him speaking on marriage, he's one of the first athletes or ex-athletes to really admit a lot of things that I have been saying for years. Marriage does not benefit a man if he has something to lose. We've seen where there have been players who try to marry and they try to make an honest woman out of their wife, right? We've seen those situations. Dame Lillard was with his wife for years. I believe they met when they were in college at Weber State, right? When he was in college at Weber State. They were together for years. They had children. But when he decides to marry her, the whole marriage relationship falls apart within a year. And he's already filing for divorce because he realized he made a mistake. You do not have to sign a contract with the government to prove love. And the thing is, and if you're going to do that, have a prenup ready. But the problem is these women marry for the wrong reasons. They marry for the wrong reasons. And these women don't want to sign prenups because they're not with that man because of who he is as a man. They're with him because of what he has. And if that marriage falls apart, they want to be able to go after him for half his money. You know what's funny? Society, you have women who are telling other women, if you make more money than your spouse, make sure you get a prenup, right? Protect your assets, right? Women are telling each other to protect their assets. But when men tell each other to protect your money and assets, they attack men, claim you're sexist. What do you have to hide, right? These are the shaming that they do because they just want to use men for money. So I believe that Paul Pierce is on the right track. I do believe that men who have money and resources should never have to get married. Why do I have to sign a contract with the government so that when the relationship is over, they can decide where my money goes? I don't think so. And it doesn't mean I love that woman any less. It just means that I prefer to keep the government or the state out of my business. Let's get into this article. NBA legend Paul Pierce has never shied away from controversial takes, but his latest remarks on relationship and marriage have stirred up intense debate across social media. Speaking on his show, The Truth After Dark, the Boston Celtics icon delivered a brutally unfiltered critique of marriage, suggesting it offers little to no benefit for men in today's world. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off relations, but every relationship is based off of that 100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel. And that's why I'll never be in another relationship, because it's always based off of that. Because it's going to be based off relations. Once that wears down, you're going to find somebody else that's better. The thing this is the thing, and listen carefully. Listen carefully. He's right. A lot of men choose women because of their looks. How many athletes do we see who are out here choosing women because of their looks? You could tell that woman ain't got no substance. She's not a homemaker. She's an attention seeker. She's a cleat chaser, and she has no values that would make her a good wife. And all you're looking at still is her looks. You look at her looks and that's all you listen. You need to find somebody that's, again, marriage needs to be for a reason. Never marry a woman because you're attracted to her. Marry her because she brings qualities to your life first. And then the attraction will be there, because you're not going to marry no ugly woman, especially if you get a man with money and resources, even though I'm against marriage and I think marriage is a joke in America. Let me say what marriage is and who marriage is for. Marriage is for old people and poor people. Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids will have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all of them, they got 5, they got 10 kids so they can work and bring income. So you poor, so you marry for that. And now when you get old, somebody's got to be at your side to take care of you. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70, which is interesting. It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through. Outside of that, there's no advantage to a man. What does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we're going to have to give up half our this, pay child support, pay. It's only advantages to a woman. Like, it's real talk. I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70. I'm 47 right now. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part. It's because we both old. We ain't out in the streets. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital. I go take you to the hospital. That's it. But right now, I'm too cracking right now. I will say this, though. Beyonce's mother, ain't she about in her 70s? She talking about how she got divorced because she felt like she could do better. That's because she's thinking about who her daughter is. And she think that because her daughter's Beyonce, that she can get a better deal.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off of sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship, because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better. Yeah. But it ain't going to be based off of... This is the thing. And listen carefully. Listen carefully.
I'm listening.
Relationships... Let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is. And who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay. So let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
So you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you...
I really believe that. Like, that's what, like, outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage an advantage? What advantage, what does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we gonna have to give up half our this, pay child support, but what do it's only advantageous to a woman. Like, it's real talk.
But what if you meet a woman and you're like, wow, she's a gem, she's valuable, she's everything, and I want to lock her down in marriage?
I've heard women say this. You're not going to find that. You're not. Too many women are just alike. Too many women nowadays are just alike. And the women who are really genuine and the women who really who you would see as marriage material are already married. There's a lot of decent women out here who are already married. The rest of these heifers are for the streets, or they got a bunch of kids and their minds are just not in the right place. Their minds are just not in the right place. Go look at these. Have conversations. A lot of them can't even hold conversations. They're introverted, and they have a mindset of disdain towards men. Like you don't want that in your life.
I don't want to lock no woman down. We could be cool.
So you're telling me right now today,
you
on January 4th, you do not want to be in a relationship ever again?
I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70.
I am done. I've never been more done with a motherfucker.
I'm 47 right now. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part I see is because we both old. We ain't out in the streets. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital. I'm going to take you to the hospital. That's it. But right now, I'm too cracking right now. So what I need to
is
do
it because you feel like you
what I need to do all that for?
Telling you right now, that is where it's heading, ladies. That is where it's heading. Now he has something else to say. I'm gonna get this in real quick. It says Hall of Fame NBA player Paul Pierce says there's no such thing as a woman bringing a man peace. Explains how if a man lives with a woman, she'll eventually hijack his emotions.
Because I like my peace, first of all.
What if a woman brings you that?
There's no such thing as that.
You don't think there's no such thing as a woman bringing
There's
man
no
peace?
such thing as somebody living with you on a day-to-day basis is bringing peace. It's always going to be something because you're going to have a bad day where I'll have a good day, and that's not going to be peaceful for me. I'm going to come home like, damn, baby, like I had a good... Something going to happen to where you going to hijack my emotions. So that's not peaceful. You feel me? Peace is peace. And peace is me by myself. I come home, I watch TV, I make my own food, I go to bed, I work out, I wake up at 5:30, I roll over in the bed, I lean this way, I fart, whatever I do, whatever, in my bed, that's peace. I'm cool. I can let loud snore, whatever. I ain't got nobody complaining about nothing.
And that is facts. Listen, in 2025, women are doing the opposite of bringing a man peace. A lot of these heifers are emotional. They're irrational. They hate men. They hate themselves, right? Why do you want that energy in your life? So I wholeheartedly agree. This is coming from a guy who has been, again, in the NBA. He's been in these circles with celebrities. He's been around all these different women. He has a perspective on women that a lot of other men may not have that should be listened to, because a lot of these women are mentally unstable. I've told y'all this. They're mentally unstable. You don't want that. You don't want that negative energy around you all the time. Women used to bring men peace. Women don't bring men peace anymore. They really don't. And let me add this in here too about Ruby Rose. Apparently, Paul Pierce that went viral because I guess he said that Ruby Rose was his crush and she gave him her number. I don't know if that worked out or not, but that just shows you, where Paul Pierce's mindset is. He doesn't take relationships or dating very seriously. And that's why he said this. And he knows Ruby Rose is the ultimate gold digger right now. And any famous guy with money that shows interest, she's going to lean into it. So I want to put that out there as well. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, like the video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all on the next one.